Good morning, student. How are you? And today we will start the chapter electricity, class 10th. And the today topic we will cover the heating effect of an electric current. In previous class we discussed about the current and combination of resistance either in series or in parallel. And now let's start. First, the previous class which we covered that the combination of resistors, it may be parallel or it may be series. Where we use series, where we use in parallel. Generally in household, घर in we use is parallel. घर में हम जो बिजली यूज करते हैं that is parallel. But in LED, in Diwali festival, have you seen so many LED bulb when they are combined like a chain ladi which is connected in series? If one bulb will get fused or damaged, then the other will also affected. And then there is a difference why we are using parallel. Yeah, what we can say that what is the advantage of parallel combination over the series? And there are the many advantages why we are using parallel, not using series. You know it very well. In series, if one bulb will get damaged, then automatically the other bulb will get affected. Second, in series combination, you know it very well. The total resistance will be more, mean increase. And third one is, if you check, the total current in the circuit is same as the current which passed through the individual resistance. If we add all the current of R1, R2 and R3, then it is not equal to the total current in the circuit. Some drawback in the combination of series. And here we will start the topic. First is advantage of parallel combination over the series combination. What are the different advantages? First, in series you know the total R means capital R, which is the total resistance in the circuit, is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. We know that if, for example, in series here is 1, 2 and 3. If we take these are the three resistors which connected to the sources. If this bulb will get fused or will get damaged or unable to do work, means one component will fail, then automatically the circuit will break. Circuit will break. If the circuit will break, then the no current flow to this resistance and to this resistance. It means all three appliances will not work. This is the first drawback in series. When one component is failed, if any one component, either this one, this and the third, any one of these will get fused or will not work, then the circuit will break and none of the component works. No one will work, means either it is bulb or any electrical appliances, they will not work if any one of them will get fused or damaged or broken. Why? Because the circuit will automatically break. Mean the circuit is open. Open means no current flow. Therefore, this is the first drawback we are not using in the series. And the different appliances have the different requirement for the current. It means A, B, C. Here is the current is same for each and every appliances, but the current requirement is different for different appliances. Like if we use 40 watt bulb and if I use 1000 watt immersion rod, both electrical appliances need different amount of current because their requirement is different. But in series, the current is same for the same appliances, which is not satisfy the condition of total combination of current is equal to the total current in the circuit. Different appliances have different requirements. As we know, every requirement depend upon their capacity. Their current requirement is different. This cannot means we know I1, I2 all are equal. But this cannot satisfy the total current in the circuit is equal to the sum of the current. And the third one is the total resistance is always decrease in parallel, but in series the resistance is increase. When the resistance is increase in series, then the total current will automatically less. But in case of parallel, the total effective current will always less than the individual. Or we can say in parallel combination, when we use two or more than two appliances, as we increase the number of appliances, when they are connected in parallel, the total effective resistance will decrease, due to which the amount of current will increase. Therefore, we are using in parallel, not in series, because in series the total resistance in series will increase. Or we can say in series total resistance increase, and in parallel there is a separate switch for the separate appliances. Different appliances have different switch, separate switch. Every appliances has its own switch. And now heating effect of an electric current. These are the advantages of parallel combination over the series combination. Heating effect of an electric current. What the question is saying, that heating effect of an electric current means when we pass the current through a conductor, it produces some heat. It produces heating effect. Heating effect for it. And how the heating effect produced by passing of electric current? What the question is saying, if an electric circuit, you know it very well, is purely resistive. Purely resistive means which resists the flow of charges. Completely purely resistive means resist all the charges which will flow. If the purely resistive, then the source of energy is continuously get dissipated entirely in form of heat. Then the total, when we use pure resistive element, then the electron will, or the charges will get dissipated, destroyed. Dissipate means to destroy, damage, waste. All energy in form of heat. It means all energy will get dissipated in form of heat. This is known as electric heating effect of an electric current. And how it will releasing heat. For example, here is, we know very well, this is the circuit and here is the conductor. We saw the conductor in large size. When the current is passed through the circuit, first, what is this? Cell is automatically the source of energy, or the battery is source of energy. But battery is the combination of two or more cells. Here is the source of energy in which the chemical reaction will take place, and the chemical reaction or chemical activity take place inside this cell. Then automatically it will create the potential difference between positive and negative charge. Between positive and negative charge, it creates the potential difference. Due to this potential difference, creation of potential difference, which will help to move the current, move the charges, move the electron. and the electron will move from negative to positive. Why they are moving in this direction? Because it moves in a definite circuit, in a definite direction. If the battery is not connected to this, if the circuit will not form, then they can move in any direction. If it moves in negative to positive, and they are free, mean they will move, they are free to move. And some other charges are also there, and they will strike to each other. Strike mean no movement, mean here is they resist the electron. When they resist the electron applies some forces, and due to friction or due to collision, the heat will generate, and this heat will be automatically dissipated, destroyed. In this way, this amount of current which pass through the circuit means when the electron is in motion, they produce heat. And how this heat is produced, we know it very well. That what is the potential difference? V. We know the formula of potential difference, the amount of work done to bring a unit positive charge from one point to another point, mean work done upon my positive charge Q. And this V, we know it very well, W upon my T. W is work done, and we generally work done is the form of energy, and this energy we take in form of heat, which is represented by H. H is the energy in form of heat. Then W is equal to H, it means we can place V, here we can place H. Why? W is equal to H. And now cross multiply, this H is equal to V into Q. This is the formula to calculate the heat, which means the charge is moving in a particular direction when it will combine in a definite circuit, having the potential due to the potential difference. And now we know very well in a circuit. Now listen, in a circuit, this is resistance. If the current flow through a circuit, through a circuit, through a conductor R having the resistance R with the potential difference V. I is the amount of current flow in a circuit through a resistor R having the potential difference V. In T time, the charge will move, charge will be in motion. It means when charge will be in motion, then current will produce. We know the definition. Rate of flowing charge means when the charge is flow in a given interval of time, then they will produce the current. That means we know what? If the charge flow in a given interval of time, it means rate of flow of charge, we know very well is equal to I. Then what is the value of Q? Q is equal to cross multiply I into T. This is Q. And here we will put the value of Q. Then H is equal to V and Q is equal to I into T. And then H is equal to V I T. Here is the second formula for the heat. H is equal to V into Q, where V is the potential difference, H is the heat, Q is the charges. H is the heat, V is the potential difference, I is current, and T is the time. This is the second equation. And the third, according to Ohm's law, we know V is equal to IR. V is equal to IR. If you put the value of V, which is equal to IR, what is this? Then H is equal to V I T. Here we will put the value of V. I into R. This is the value of V, and IT is same, I into T. Then H is equal to I into I square, and this is R and this is T. This is the third equation for heat. And now we know it very well. Then I, what is I? V upon my R is equal to I. This V upon my R is equal to I from Ohm's law. I is equal to V upon R. This is first equation, this is second, this is third. And now again V H is equal to V I T, and H is equal to, what is the value of V? What is the value of I? V upon में R, V upon R into में T. तो H is equal to V into V, V square upon में R into में T. This is the fourth equation. This is the fourth equation to calculate the amount of heat. And now, what are the different type of fourth equation? First is, on conclusion we can say that heat, first formula, heat is equal to H V into Q, and H is equal to VIT, and H is equal to I square RT, and H is equal to V square upon में R into T. These are the four equation of to calculate the heat. But this H is equal to I square RT. H is equal to I square RT is known as Joule's law of heating effect. Joule's law, this is the Joule's law of heating effect. Joule's law of heating effect. Heating effect of current, electric current. It means, what is the Joule's law of heating effect of current is saying? First, heat is directly proportional to, that means say heat is directly proportional to I square. H is equal to I square RT. It means heat is directly proportional to I square. Means when the amount of current will increase, then heat will also increase. Listen carefully for this point. If we double the amount of current, if we increase the current 2 times, then heat will increase 4 times. If current double, current will increase 2 times, then heat increase 4 times. How? Listen carefully. H is proportional to I square. If H is proportional to, current is double, 2I whole square, that means H is proportional to 2 square is 4I square. That means heat is produced 4 times. And now similarly, if we increase current 3 times, if the current will increase 2 times, then heat increase 4 times. H is equal to proportional to I square, then double, 2 square is 4 I square. If heat is increased, if current will increase 3 times, then the heat will increase square of this one. Square of 3, it will be 9 times. How? Here is 3 and 3 square is 9. Then the heat will increase 9 times. If you increase the current 3 times. And now you calculate yourself. If the current will increase, first part half, second 1 by 4 C, third 4 times, then the heat is increased, then the effect of it, calculate it. You have to find yourself. What is your answer? This one. Answer note it down. Answer is 1 by 4, 1 by 16, and this will be 16 times 1 by 16 times 4 times, and you have to calculate numerically by using this formula. And now it means, what first point what you said, that heat is directly proportional to square of current. If the current will increase, then the heat will increase the square of the current. And second, heat is directly proportional to resistance. Listen carefully. Heat is directly proportional to the resistance for a given current. For a given current mean, it means the current which is supply in the same circuit, if you increase the potential difference, then automatically for the same resistance, current will increase. Then for the same, what is the question is saying? Square of the resistance for the given current. It means the resistance and the current. For the given current, current is, that is for that circuit is fixed. Then heat is directly proportional to the resistance. Heat is directly proportional to resistance. Means when we increase the resistance, if we take a resistance which is more resistive, then the heat will increase. Why? Because the resist will accumulate the electron toward itself, and automatically due to friction they will create large amount of heat. If the resistance is less, means allowed to pass the electric current, it means less resistance does not allow to stop the current or electron. It means they directly move, no resistance, no stoppage, no friction, less friction will take place, due to which heat is less. Up now, if the resistance is double, and now if the resistance H is directly proportional to resistance, if resistance will double, then heat is also double. If the resistance will half, then heat will also half. Why? Because heat is directly proportional to resistance. It means directly proportional means if one variable is increased, then other variable will also increase. If one variable is decreased, then other will also decrease. Directly proportional to resistance. If resistance is increased, then heat will also increase. If resistance will decrease, then heat will also decrease. But the condition is for the same current. And the third point is directly proportional to the time t. Heat is directly proportional to the time. Heat is directly proportional to the time. Means when we increase the time, through the resistance for the same current, then the heat energy will be more and more. For example, if you heat a immersion rod for 1 hour, then it produces some heating effect. If it use only for 10 minutes, then heating effect will be less. Why? Because heat is directly proportional to the time. Directly again, and we increase the time, then heating effect will also increase. If we decrease the time, then heat will also decrease. It means we can say heat is directly proportional to the time. And therefore, what is the Joule's law? According to Joule's law, heat is directly proportional to I square, and heat is directly proportional to R. Heat is directly proportional to time. Equation 1, equation 2 and equation 3. And combining 1, 2 and 3, it gives H is proportional to I square R T, and this will be H is equal to I square R T. Here is the constant, and the constant value is, when we remove the proportional, we provide some constant, and the value of that constant is 1. Therefore, according to Joule's law of heating, heat is equal to I square RT. If we increase current, heat will increase. If we increase resistance, heat will increase. If we increase the time, heat will increase, or vice versa. This is the Joule's law of heating effect, and where we are applying using this Joule's law of heating, we will discuss in the next class. Be good day. Thank you.